This has been, just one thing after another today. Initially, my partner was going to be here and we were going to do this together, and that did not work out. And then there was another technical difficulty. And of course, now with the live stream, the issue was the sound. Well, I am here now, so I will wait and see if anyone joins the room. If so, awesome. I should have gone with my cellular phone in the first place. I tried going with my HP laptop, which is so unreliable. It is ridiculous. What? I'll take that one because it's better. It's taller. Thank you. Let's see if that... Yeah, it's better. It's taller, so that helps. Yay, you can hear me, and I hope you can see me, because you know how these things work. One moment you can hear me, the next moment you can't see me. The lighting is much better. Oh, it's actually the same exact lighting, but we're using we're using the cellular phone instead of the laptop. So the laptop was the issue. Hi, Liana. And hi, Teresa. How are you guys? Where are you guys from? I'm getting the laptop just to read the chat, not for any other reason whatsoever. The good thing is I did not give up. So I guess there's 1 point for that. And this is my first time doing this. Hopefully it'll go better in the future. I will not give up on it. I will try. Well, you're from Iowa. Wow, that's awesome. I am from Connecticut. Oh, I remember you, and you live up like in upstate New York, Liana. Yes, I remember you. And I think you won one of my junk journals, didn't you? Or I remember someone with your same exact name, which is a beautiful and very unique name. That's why I think it was you. Yay! It's such a small world. I love it. So I have to give thanks to my husband who helped me to figure this out. Which is ironic and hilarious because he was like, oh, I'm not going to be able to participate. He is like doing something this evening, so I understand. And let me see if I can get on the chat over here. Oh, no. Nice. It works. I'm just kind of testing and learning as I go along. So I hope you guys are okay with that. And we are going to get started here in a minute. They're not obviously, I was hoping that we'd have at least like 10-ish people, but it is what it is. And I appreciate you guys being here. So the show will go on. And I can fully see the chat. So that's a really good thing. Liana, do you use the journal or is it like something you display? Just curious. Weird husband is back. You have a charger? Yeah, I don't think I need one though.
You're gonna need one.
I do? Why?
I know you're in the picture. Can you send it to me? So we have to worry about it.
Oh, that's nice. I'm really glad that you display it and you enjoy it. That's nice. Yeah, Teresa, it was one that actually meant a lot to me. So it was really awesome to have someone who really would, not just enjoy it, but understand what it is. and actually use it however you want to use it, of course. And so it was really nice that Liana was the winner of that. It really was. And hopefully in the future, you can win one as well. I'm just going to raise the camera up a little bit. Let's see what's under the bar. I'm here at our in our bar. So let's see if that helps. Yeah, I think that's better. Thank you. I really try, because when I first started this, I noticed everyone was kind of doing the same thing, and I totally get it. There's some really, really cool items out there and cool ways that people create things, but then I was like, what could I do to make them more unique and more befitting to my personality, as well as, you know, it really is a part of me versus a copy of something that someone else had created. So that's why mine are like kind of out there a little bit and unique. So thank you for appreciating that. I appreciate the fact that you even cared. So that was really cool. So thank you. Thank you. Are you looking for, oh, do you want to just give it to me?
Yeah, well,
My husband is still being my tech support right now.
trying to help him.
I would go around that way. Thank you. Thank you, husband. He really is a good guy. So I do try to give him as hard a time as possible, though, to keep him in line. You know what we have to do. All right, so drive safely. Have a good night. So, do you guys want, what do you guys want me to start with? Did you have a chance to look at the preview video, anyone? I want to at least start with one item that you guys are like, yes, start with that, whatever it is. Okay, so I'll just start with something. Let's see. There's so many things to choose from. So, okay, I'm going to start with one of these little fellows. Okay, it says, I like, oh, you did like looking at the items. Thank you. I'm going to start with something that I think is really pretty. And also, just to let you guys know, if you decide to buy anything, you're not obligated to buy anything. But if you do, what I need from you is to simply send me an email. Okay, so I will start with some buttons and do at least one silhouette. All right, thank you. I think you guys are already subscribers to the channel. And during the sale, if you do buy something or see anything that you want, simply down in the chat after I describe the item and give a starting price, just either type in the starting price if that's what you want to pay, or if you are willing to pay more, obviously you can do that. It's sort of like an auction. The only difference is you don't pay any auctioneer fees. You only pay for the item, sales tax, and shipping. That is it. And with the shipping, I am using a discount company that actually is a contractor with the post office so that I can get discounted postage for you. So hopefully, you know, to me, every penny counts. So that hopefully helps. And if you do win anything, simply email me your real name, your first and last name, your YouTube username, your PayPal email address if you have one. If you don't have an email, I'm sorry, a PayPal email, that is okay. I can still send you an invoice as a guest and you don't have to sign up for PayPal. And also your real whatever like email address you use on a regular basis, so I can just let you know that things are on the way and what process they're in, so that you know that you're all set. So really that's it. There are some frequently asked questions, usually because I had to restart the live stream. Unfortunately, those are not part of the description, but at any time, if you have any questions, just type them into the chat, and you could chat amongst yourselves too. So let's start with a silhouette. Which one are we starting with? And some buttons. I have 2 giant jars of buttons. So actually, we could start with one of these. And I do have numbers on these so I know where I am in the order. So this is number 4. So what I have here is actually I should say, 2 jars of buttons. And these are like the size of one of the large jars of pasta, or large jars of fruit, just for size relevance so that you have an idea of what size these are. And there's a variety of buttons in these. There's all sorts of buttons. I just have, as some of you may know, if you follow me for my button information videos, I have, I want to say, tens of thousands of buttons. I can't even tell you how many I have, but I do have a lot, and I am definitely downsizing my collection. So I am willing to give up as many as possible, but not all of them. And inside of here, you'll find metal buttons, mollusk, which are sometimes called mop or mother of pearl buttons. There are vintage plastic buttons, cloth buttons, military buttons, high fashion buttons as well. Like I said, there's really a mixture of everything in this. And I am a collector of Waterbury Button Company's fashion buttons. So there are some of those in each of these jars also. So I am going to start on these at $15 per jar. You can have more than one jar. You could have, just one if you want to. It's up to you. But $15 for each jar. And trying to just give you a good view from the outside of what's in here. These, like I said, are stuffed, and there's color. As you can see, there's a variety of colors, shapes, and different sizes. Here's another one. Initially, I was going to do maybe like a dozen buttons at a time. And then I was like, it would just take forever. And if I'm serious about downsizing my collection, why not just put dozens upon dozens in a big jar and let people, have these? And I'm one of those people, I'm like serious about things. So I really don't fool around. I see Liani at 15. Thank you, Liani. And here's the other one. And there are some what we call big beauties. So there's not a ton of those in these jars. I'm going to say there's probably, I thought I saw one in here. There's probably like at least 2 or 3 big beauties or buttons that are like really, really large. So this is not, I'm not taking up room in this with just fillers or anything like that. And Liani, just looking at this, if you see any, like if you prefer this jar over the other one, let me know. I know you can only see what's on the outside, but I will make sure that you get the one that you want. And then here's, so you could tell me if you want, this one we'll say is B. And this one will be A. Lots of mother of pearls down there. And for me, there's mother of pearl, there is abalone, like the pearl portion definitely varies. So just let me know which jar you would like. Oh, that's a pretty button right there. You'll take B, okay. So I am going to do a countdown if there's no further interest. And this is Liani's, but 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And Liani, this is yours. And thank you so much. This was my first sale ever doing this way. So I am like so happy and so pleased, and I really appreciate it. Let me just write you down for 15. And you have jar B. So that's how it goes, you guys. And I can revisit some of these later. So I'll put the revisits on the back of the bar for now. I know. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. You are so sweet. So let's do a silhouette in honor of our first sale. I just have to see which one I am going to do. Oh, here you go. This is a good one. Move that there. And let's see. This is like so difficult to do without having like a partnership or a partner to do this with. But I'm going to start. This is an amazing, I have another silhouette. Actually, I have two more silhouettes that I'm going to offer. But this one is incredible. It is vintage. I purchased this as well as, I'm going to say like, I feel like there were 10 others, maybe even 12, from this really sweet lady that collects them. And she literally has about maybe 100. And she has been slowly whittling down her collection. And she saw me looking at them and she's like, do you know that all day long nobody cared about these? And I was like, are you kidding me? These are like amazing works of art. They're made with a convex frame. I'm sorry, a convex glass that's here on the picture. So you can kind of see that curve. It curves really well. Like the curve is, there you go. You can see it even better. The curve is really amazing on this. And what they did is they reverse painted the image on the convex glass. And then this has a nickel frame around it and a hanger. So it's already to go on your wall. And I have several of these in my own dressing room, and every one that I received is completely different. And so not only did they reverse paint the image on the glass, they added this decorative background, that ivory background that you see. It's textured, which is so cool. It's hard to describe. It's like the texture of leather is what it reminds me of, like a nice, warm, soft, buttery leather. I don't know what it is, but that's exactly what it looks like. So this measures, so let me get some measurements for you. Let's see, this one measures 5 inches tall by 4 inches wide. And it's just an amazing thing. I can hardly even like really describe to you guys what these are like. They look so much better. I mean, I'm not sure how they're coming across. I could see it on my laptop over there. But in person, these are stunners. 3 or 4 people have been into my dressing room at this point, and they've seen some of these hanging on my wall, and they've been like, wow, what are those? Like, where did you get those? And so they're really beautiful. Look at all the detail. Amazing. And I'm starting the bidding on these antique convex reverse painted silhouette pictures and works of art at $25 for each. Well, for this one in particular. The other one that's coming up will be $25 also. And then I have a bigger one that will be a little bit more, just to give you a context of the pricing. But these are amazing. You will not find them anywhere else. Like, they'll never be made again. And let's see what else I can tell you about this in my notes. I found out that these were made in the United States. So just to let you know that they are something that was made stateside, as they say. And this is what the back looks like. And this is from, I don't know, maybe when she originally purchased these decades ago. It may have had some pricing on it or something. but there's, there's no cracks, there are no scratches, there are no repairs, there's, no rusting on this, and this is made of nickel, so nickel does not rust anyway, but there's no rusting on any of the metal frame that goes around this entire thing. And I don't know if this helps you, even though I did give measurements, but you can see how it measures out. And just to let you guys know that if you do purchase more than one item, I will do combined shipping when it's safe to do so. So if you purchase a large item, obviously that will ship alone, but if you purchase like this item along with something else, I should be able to get them both into one box. I just want to make sure I keep the shipping costs down for you. So if there's any interest, just let me know in the chat down below. And let's see if I can get a white piece of paper to show this off a little bit easier. Actually, this will work. So you could really see the curvature of the frame, which is called convex. So lessons for all of us. It's like a pillow, a pillow of glass. So I'm going to move on to another item. But if you're if I pass something and you're like, I reconsidered, I want that, let me know. I can obviously go and quickly pick it up and we can get it, under your name. So something else that I wanted to show you guys that I think is really, really cute. And these we're doing for choice. I have some vintage Christmas. I know, it's hot as Hades out there. And we have to ask, what did we do to deserve this? Everything, obviously. But these are choice, and they're vintage. I'm going to say mom and pop, or it could be grandma and grandpa Christmas. And as a matter of fact, she should be in front. And look at all the detail in these. They lasted all of these decades, and they are still in amazing condition. So I'm going to just show you one at a time. So here she is. She has her little feet with you can see her little red slippers on each foot. Neither of them have any stains. They don't smell weird. They don't have any repairs or rips or tears in them. She's still holding her lantern in her hand, which is pretty amazing. And this has not been re-glued. Honestly, I feel like this is hanging on for dear life, but it's not. That's just how it is. And then she has this little head scarf on, and you could see her hair. So they did a great job with making these. They actually put detail into them. She has her cute little wire rim glasses. You could see those. And she actually has green eyes, which is actually kind of unusual for like vintage Christmas decorations. They would have black eyes or brown eyes or blue eyes. So I thought that was really interesting as well. And I'm starting these out at $15 each. They have their original hangers so that you can hang these easily. And what else can their faces, I'm not sure what they're made of. They're actually rather hard. And they also have mercury glass buttons going down their garments. So that also helps you date these, because no one uses mercury glass to make anything anymore. I do have a collection of mercury glass ornaments, which are very old, shiny brights, etc. But that's the era that these are from. And then this is what he looks like. And he has a series of mercury glass buttons going down his garment. And he's holding, for some reason, a clock. I guess he's late because according to this clock, it's like 1 a.m. and or 1 p.m. And you would think he would be in this sleigh doing his work at this point. But gorgeous detail on the collar. if you guys can see that, hopefully well enough. And of course, look at his face, super sweet. And he has his little pom-pom, and once again, he also hangs as an ornament. And he also has his cute little red slippers on both of his feet. You could see his slippers. So once again, starting these at $15 for each. If you want both of them, they definitely will ship together, so you only have to pay for one tiny shipping fee. And they're not heavy, so they should not like cost, I don't believe, more than maybe $6 to ship anywhere in the United States. So there you go. And you can keep them together as a couple, or they can become divorced or separated, but amicably. But I have those as well. And if you guys, like I said, this is my first time doing this, just let me know how the picture is coming across, if you can fully see the items that I'm showing. Oh, and let me just give you a quick look at the back of these as well. You know me, I like to have full disclosure of everything. Look at the trim around the bottoms. And the cool thing is they did give them different trim. So they do have different like attitudes, and their outfits do vary a little bit. So I will put those to the side. So is there anything that you guys saw in the preview that you want me to do next? Let me know, and I will see about doing that. But I'm going to do another holiday item, just to kind of, do the holiday items and have those done. Let me just put a little mark here. So these I thought were really interesting. They are Christmas candle holders. They're embossed. Oh, you can see it against my black outfit. They're embossed and they're layered one on top of another. They have aluminum inserts, safety first, and they're actually made out of like a foil. So these probably date back to, I'm going to say, about the 1960s, 1950s. The cool thing also about them is they do have the name of the maker on there. And these were made in the good old US of A. So that also dates them for you, because obviously after a while, most of our decorations were made in Japan and then Taiwan, and after that, which is today technically China. So, here in the United States, people haven't, unfortunately made these things for decades. Like, I was not born when these were made. And that's kind of saying something. But what else can I tell you about them? They measure 4 inches, 4 3/4 inches in diameter. So from here to here, that would be your 4 3/4 inches. They're embossed. I think you can see the embossing on them. This one has like a tiny crinkle right here, which, I mean, honestly, just using my fingers, I can kind of pull it out. But you can see that these are in amazing condition, and I am starting these at $10 for both of them, so you'll get both for $10. And I love vintage Christmas. We kind of like vintage here anyway. Anything that's like 1930s to 1960s is like the era that I like the most. So that is why I do have, so many vintage items. And hopefully you guys, if you don't want them today, you can come back for them in the future and let me know what your interests are. So let's see. Oh, I can just tell you who made these. These are made by a company named Happy Holidays out of Attleboro, Massachusetts, which is not too far from where I live. Just putting things back there just to keep track of everything. So let's try this. So I have an item that I don't know who this belonged to in the family, but no one wants it. So I was like, let me put it in the safe. It's been in the safe forever. And I finally took it out of the safe as one of the items that I'm going to offer you guys tonight as sort of a first anniversary. There you go. For doing my first real live stream. And it is what I call a baby's sipping cup. And it is made by a company, or actually, I don't think it was made by this company. What it was a company, if you know, let's just say Tiffany's. Tiffany's, they make some of their items, and some of the items are made by other high-end makers. This company is Luxbon, Green, and Stevens, and they do the same thing. They're very, like, if you go into their store, you can buy items that were actually made by Tiffany. So it's one of the high-end stores. And I have a couple high-end store items tonight, so hopefully you guys enjoy these. But this was made by Luxbon, or made for Luxbon, Green, and Stevens. And inside you can see that cute little adorable teddy bear. It's like the coolest thing. So when the little child finishes its milk or whatever it doesn't want to drink, at the end, if they do, they get this little surprise. And this is a silver plate. It is done really well. It does have, it's old, so it does have some signs of like the silver rubbing off a little bit, but it's an amazing display piece. I would display it honestly just like this. Just let it sit just like that, because I just love the surprise inside. The shape is absolutely amazing. Like, whoever made this obviously was a highly skilled craftsperson. And excuse me, it measures 2 3/4 inches tall, and in diameter it's 2 3/4 inches. So from this end to that end, and back and forth, or whatever diameter you want to go in. And it weighs 55 grams. Anything that's silver is, like, the values have gone up exponentially because of this thing that we're in with supply issues and things like that throughout the world. So this is definitely a very desirable item. Even if it's silver plate, we can't believe the prices on silver plate, but we're like excited and enthusiastic about it. But this cute little cutie, I am simply starting out because this is my maiden voyage. So I am starting this out at $30. I know, just $30. But oh, and let me show you the bottom. I can't believe I didn't show you that. So this is the tag from the store. Let's see if we can get a clear picture of it. I don't think we're going to get the clearest picture, but it says Green and Stevens on the bottom. It also says Hartford, which is a capital, and it says West Hartford, which are the two places where they had stores. So this is, I think, a really unique piece, and someone would love this as an addition to a baby shower gift. Just imagine giving this to like your sister or someone like that, that was special to you, that's having a child, and putting a little note and some sort of family history with it, so that hopefully it stays within your family. And it really is a very sweet piece. And also, look at the sweep of this handle. I mean, usually nobody goes into that much work for a child, but I know children are special. I have one. She is taking her bar exam in a couple of days. Actually, I said a couple days, in a couple of weeks. So we have that. If you're interested, please let me know. Just putting it back in its little bag. Thank you, Albert. Oh, thank you, Liani. Thank you so much. So let's see what else we're going to do. Let's do this. This is another really cute piece. This is by Anna Lee, and it's this sassy little bunny girl. She definitely is a girl boss. She's winking her eye, letting you know she knows what the tea is. And then she has this other eye that's open, big, beautiful eye. If I could only do real makeup, then that would be awesome. And she has like this little hair, you know, her little coiffé going on, and her skirt, which she's, you know, holding up because she's kind of like doing a dance. And I have no idea, but for whatever reason, she has three peas in a pod. I feel like there's like something I'm missing in a story with this, but the three peas are actually in there. And this big fluffy cottontail, which I think is really cool. She has her original tag. So she has her original tag here. And you can also see her gorgeous ears. And her feet and her arms, or shall I say her legs and her arms, actually do flex and move, so you can pose her however you want to pose her. So I'm just going to let her sit in my hand here, and you can see what she looks like. And just look at, I mean, the people that make these, and these are all, Anna Lee's are all made by hand. So they hand paint the faces and the details and all the sewing. I mean, I can actually see all the stitching is all done by hand as well. So if you have that, you know, person in your family, guy or gal, that enjoy cute little bunnies, this is a really cute one. It's also one that obviously is perfect for Easter, but she could definitely stay out all season. That's what I would do. Like if my dressing room was anything to do with like a cottage core design, then believe me, she would not be here. She would be on a shelf in my dressing room somewhere. But you can see her cute little face. And I just put my number tag there so I remember what number she is. And actually, I'll take it off just to show you there's nothing to be hidden. She's completely clean and ready for a gift box or to be displayed. And she is starting at only $12. And I don't know if this is a rare Anna Lee or not, but I can tell you I couldn't find this anywhere. I don't know enough about Anna Lee, but I do know that I've had several Anna Lees that have gone off to new homes. And usually those were the Christmas ones I had, and this was the only non-Christmas that I had, which was really weird. But, and I think I picked her up just because she's so cute. And you, oh, look at her rosy cheeks. She's super rosy. And does she have a beauty mark? Oh, okay, that's like her expression mark. But, so if you're interested, just type something into the chat below, but she's only starting at 12. And she will be very light to ship because she doesn't weigh a lot, but she definitely has some ounces on her. Like you can see, she has some hippage right here. So let me know if you're interested in that. Let's see, what should we do next? This is really unusual, and in my preview video, I didn't show everything that I was going to have tonight. I have a few items that were not in the preview. And actually, you know what? Before I do this one, let's do a piece of jewelry. Actually, let's do a bunch of jewelry. How about that? So let me get this. So, inside of this box, there's a bunch of jewelry, what we call in the business a lot of jewelry. And everything that you see here, including the box, are included in this particular offering. So you will get everything. So what's in here, and let's see if I could raise this up a little bit on something. So that's lesson learned. I need to bring risers with me. Actually, use this. It's really convenient being here at the bar in our game room because there's stuff here that I can use. So inside the box, there's numerous pieces of jewelry. I'm just telling you what I see. There's rings, there are earrings, there's necklaces, there's pendants, etc. So I want to make sure you guys can see this without me tipping it all over. It's there. It's almost there. Everything's falling. But I will take out some of the items to show you. So within, we have this butterfly brooch, which is one of the old ones. You could tell by looking at the back and how it clasps. So you have this beautiful butterfly brooch. And everything in this box is wearable also. So it's not, you know, just, you can actually do crafts and things like that if you want to with it. But once again, everything in the box is wearable. These runway earrings, as we call them in the 80s. So some 1980s fabulous glamour. Let me see if I can hold these so you can actually see them better. There you go. So look at those. That's really cool. And yes, 1980s is now vintage, you guys. So those of us that grew up in that era or became adults in that era, guess what? We're kind of vintagey now. But these are a great size. They're, you know, I have a business card here. So you can see they're taller than this business card is. So really good size, but they're not so heavy. They're like going to rip your earlobes off. And I love the dangles. Yes, they're danglers. For those in the business that know the lingo, there's some danglers. And I'm wearing my wedding rings, but I will put this on this finger. Actually, this one. There's this gorgeous ring. I don't know if you can see that clear enough. I hope that you can. And it is filigree, which means that it has all the piercing in it. And it also has, I'm going to say 2 stones. There's like 2 stones in the very center. They're very small. I should take out my diamond tester, which I do have here, to see if those are diamonds or not. I don't know if they are. And I do have my handy dandy magic wand ring sizer. And this ring is a size... Oops, I have to... Okay, you guys. I'm looking at this. I'm like, wait a minute. This is not a size 18. Like, that would be for giant. I was looking on the centimeter side. On the American side, this is a size 7 and actually, this is a size 8. This ring is a size 8. I'm one of those people, like with a ring, I sort of like it to be a little loose. But I mean, to each his own. So there's that ring that's in there. And then there's another ring. This one is a size, this one is smaller. This is a size 6.5. But it's a big one. It's a nice, sort of like a statement piece ring. And also with the stuff that's in this lot, and this ring actually I just noticed is adjustable. I'm just going to put it on my little finger, and it's definitely big on there because this is a size 7. So really pretty, nice statement pieces. Oh, and this I think is absolutely amazing, and you have to have special things in your lot. So that is what I decided to do versus not putting special things in my lots because that's just how I am. But here we have this gorgeous pendant. And the weird thing, though, about it is your finding would go through the eye, and then this would hang down. And it's made in a curve because this is made from a shell. So this is made from probably an abalone shell. And they actually had to shave this shell down so it wasn't too thick. And they did all of this carving by hand. It's absolutely amazing. And you can see the tail feathers. Look at the detail, like where they scalloped the tail feathers down below. So that's included. I'm not going to show you every single thing that's in here because we will be here for a while, but I just want to give you an idea of some of the things that are in here. And these are clip-on earrings, and they are made by, I'm just trying to, there you go. These are made by Avon. The others, I don't know who they're made by, but Avon always signs their items, so they're definitely not made by Avon, the other items. But these are actually very cute for a beachy day or a sunny day, or, you know, you're just like enjoying company at a spa or something. They almost remind me of wings, but I believe they're supposed to be sort of like a winged shell. So I think those are super cute. And let's take out let's show you another pendant. Here's an elephant. Actually, it's made of a gold tone metal, and notice its trunk is up for good luck. Ooh, oh, here's another ring. Some more earrings, some more earrings, some more earrings. Necklaces, I'll show you a couple of those, but here is this ring seems to be kind of large. Let's see how big this is. This one is a size, actually it's a size 8. So here's another ring with blue stones and white stones, blue and white. Let's see if that helps clear up the color. It's really pretty, very sparkly, really well made. The stones are claw set. Claw set jewelry is always what you want it versus something that's glued in. Glued in is fine for vintage items, but you do have to be very careful because stones can come out. But if you buy claw set jewelry, then those like stones aren't going anywhere. There's this necklace in here, really pretty, that has all of these beautiful, like, cloisonne-esque, because I don't believe, they're not cloisonne, but the cloisonne-esque beads in them. So really nice design. And I mean, honestly, for me, I would deconstruct this and concentrate on these. That's what I like about this whole thing. And I don't know how long this is, but it definitely has a pretty long hang to it. And I actually do have a ruler here, so let me just see how long that is. That is more than, it's probably like 14 inches long. So it's more than the actual ruler. And then we have this necklace that's in here. Once again, lots of good jewelry to wear, but you can also harvest the beads and make other things out of the jewelry versus what it is. That is what I would do. Those of you that know that I junk journal, I commonly buy lots of jewelry, and because I see a few things in there that I can use for a junk journal. You could do the same. Look at this pretty heart pendant that's in there. And you guys, here's another pin with this inset rose or flower in the middle. There's a lot of stuff in here. So on this one, I am going to, let's see what my number is, number 6. I'm going to start the bidding on this one at $24. Like I said, you get everything you see, including the box. So, and this box is actually a wooden tobacco box, just to let you know. So, or maybe it had cigars in it. I believe it had cigars in it. So just let me know if you are interested in that by typing something in. And like I said, it's starting at only $24 for this entire box of jewelry. And I did not show you every single thing that's in this box because there's a lot. And we could take quite a while on it. Let's see what's happening in the chat. Okay. Thank you, Al, for saying it's very nice. I appreciate it. So one of the other things I have that I guess let's just do one more piece of jewelry. I just have to. I can't help it. I do love jewelry. It's one of my favorite things. And it's easy to, like, you know, show your attitude and your jewelry as well as your design. And you can use these items for more than just, you know, if they're earrings, yes, you're kind of limited. But if it's a brooch, you could wear it as a brooch with a scarf on your belt. I've done all of these things in my hats. I do that all the time. Oh, thank you, Liani. Thank you so much for coming in with that. So Liani, I'm going to make sure I put your name on these. And I should be able to, I think, ship these together so I can keep your shipping costs down. But we will look at what we can do there. And let me just put Liani down there for that. Thank you so much. Much appreciated. But I am going to do another piece of jewelry now. Actually, I think I'll do 2 pieces in a row. Does that sound good? Because jewels are my favorite. Actually, there you go. I'll do these 2. So the first item I'm going to show you, in a lot of these items, the jewelry items, especially the singular ones, came out of my own collection of things that I've collected. You guys, I don't know how old do you think I am? I will not answer that question. But I have some years on me, and you're welcome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. But when I was a child, the way that I started getting into what I considered to be shiny bits is my mother would take, there were 5 of us, 5 kids, my father, my mother, and our dog. And so to take care of a family of 7, 8 counting the dog, she would, of course, buy some of our clothing and such at tag sales. And I would go to them and see all of the shiny things and not really know what they were. I was really young, you guys, like 4 or 5 years old. And people would see me looking at these things and they'd be like, oh, that's so nice. She wants that. Let her have it. And my mother would be like, no, I'll pay for it. Put it back. And they would be like, no, let her have it. And eventually, of course, they would either let me have these things or, of course, my mother would give me a quarter and I would come home with like a handful. So with my numerous decades of life, I have gathered up a really substantial collection. And so a lot of these singular pieces actually came from my own personal collection. And what I have here is this nice, big, beautiful brooch. It has gorgeous green stones in it, as well as topaz stones. And in the center, you could see in sort of a floral shape are the clear stones. And in the center of that, you guys, because I mean, that wasn't enough, they decided to put a little tiger's eye in there. So this probably dates to about the 60s, maybe the early 70s because of the tiger's eye. You can kind of date that. So I just thought this was a stunner when I was young and I got it, and it's still a stunner today. So you can see what the back of it looks like, and all of that open work is really, I love open work brooches because when you put it against your clothing, you could see the color of your clothing through it, versus if it wasn't open work, then obviously you would not be able to get that little bit of your clothing color included. Believe me, I have solid brooches that I also like too. So I'm not, whatever. I love all brooches and pins. And then this is the mechanism on the back. It's just the standard closure. It works perfectly. You loop it back under, you close the little closure, and you are ready to go. So what am I starting this one at? You are number 18. And starting at, you guess what? I didn't write anything in the book for this one, which is really weird. But this one I was going to start at $25. Once again, this is small enough, but it's a substantial brooch, and I'm going to give you some measurements on it in just a second. But I have a Kennedy $half up here somewhere, and I just want to show you guys how big this is in comparison to my trusty $half, which I think my husband moved when he was helping me. Oh, there it goes. He put it under the laptop. You know what? He's a good guy, but he might get time out for that. Only kidding. So here is the Kennedy silver $half, and you can see how much bigger this is than that. And with this, there are no breaks, there are no discolorations, there are no missing stones. Nothing has been fixed or re-glued. It is exactly the way it was when I received it, and it's perfect. It's absolutely stunning. And this one I am going to start, like I said, at $25. It's 2.5 inches in diameter, so it is a big, chunky brooch. But because, there you go, I just want to see if I can get the measurement in the camera. Oops, there we go. But because they did this open work on it, the good thing is it's not, super heavy because of all this open work that they did, or filigree work, some people might call it. But it's really a beautiful thing, and it has so much detail. So if you're interested in that, and wow, you can really see it. Even when it's dark, like you put some shade on it, it still really glitters and gleams. But if you're interested, then simply let me know down below in the chat. And I will put this here. Now my next item is going to be another brooch, but maybe this is more in your price range and your design, as as far as what your aesthetic is. And this one is a really cute brooch as well, but the glitter in this one is the fact that it has 3 amazing cabochons in it, and they made it from 3 different types of metal. So let me just use this. This is a little bit, there we go. So this is the one that I want to show you, the 3 angels. So actually this may be clever. This might work. There you go. So it's a 3 angel brooch, and you can see the copper, the silver, and the gold, and the wonderful cabochons in each one. You have the green, which I assume represents peridot. You have the amethyst purple in the center, and this gorgeous orangey one, which sort of has a little brown in it that maybe is supposed to be an amber type color. And each one of them have their little halos. And I am starting this one at only $15. So if you're interested in it, oh, and look at all of the detail as far as their robes and their wings. It's really, really nice. And then on the back, you have detail as well. So as you can tell, when I select these, I am always looking for something that's just a little bit more. So this one is signed by the maker. It says K as in kite, C as in car, So KC is the maker. I honestly don't know anything about the maker, but I think you can see that down there. Right here is the maker's tag. And what else can I tell you about this one? It's just really amazing. Like the detail that went into this was really nice. And also its mechanism on the back, once again, works perfectly. Swings in and out and back again. Secure it and you're all set and ready again to go. And that's sort of just what it looks like against my clothing. Yep, you can see that better. So if you're interested in this one, it's starting at only $15. And let me give you the measurements on it as well. This measures 1.5 inches tall. So from the tallest point to this bottom right here, I would say from this halo to the bottom. And then it measures 2.5 inches across. So once again, as a pin and brooch person, when it comes to brooches, I really do like, them to be noticeable. And so, for me, a little bit bigger is definitely better. And I do have some pins that are small. So if you're interested in that, once again, it's only $15 to start that. So let's go to something that's a little bit different. This was not in the preview video, but I think it's a cool item. And if you have like a cottage core design, or if you have a cabin or a country kitchen type design, or even I would put this in my living room or in my dining room. I'm one of those people that I really don't believe in just because it's made for a particular room. That doesn't mean it might not be better off in another room. And also people, will see that and be like, huh, that's different. And I say, why not? I love different. Different is better. So this is number 21. Okay, so what this is a primitive egg holder. I know, you're like, an egg holder, really? Okay, this is, you could see some of the cone of right here. This is not your standard egg holder. This is a wonderful beauty. Just imagine her on your counter, or use it in your bathroom to put your like pretty little soaps and doodads in, or in your dressing room or closet, if you have that design, or in an office. Obviously, she'll hold remotes if you want her to. But she is really well made. It's like a primitive art form that is lost. This actually came out of a barn in Avon, Connecticut. And what you do is you can remove her top, and here you have the basket. And this basket itself is what I found initially, and I was like, oh my God, that is an amazing basket. Look at the handles here on the side, and look at the bottom. Like, this is what so well made, you guys. I can't even imagine, like, the guy who probably made this for his wife or something, probably, and I think this is like circa, I'm going to say late 1800s, and up in that area of Avon, Connecticut. That's where, throughout Connecticut, as Liani will contest, lots of farmland, depending on where you live, but the majority of the state was a farming community before it became the insurance capital of the world. And so I can imagine this guy up there in Avon on an apple farm or something, and he made this for his wife, probably as a gift, even though she probably was like, really? You couldn't give me a ring or or a bracelet or something? And so I think this is really cool, and it's something that is really different. You will not find another one of these. And I'm starting this one at $18. I know my starting prices, because there's someone on here that's definitely going to have an opinion, like, why'd you start your prices so low or whatever. Like I said, I'm new to this, and If there are resellers out there, these are great items for resale as well as your own like personal collections or gifts. And look at the curvature of the back of this hen. So whoever made this really thought about all of the details, and just the curling of each one of these had to be a pain, but we appreciate it. So if you're interested in this, please let me know in the comments or the chat down below. That would be awesome. And I am going to just keep things moving here. Next, we are going to have, are you ready for, I don't know if you guys are ready for that yet. We'll wait a minute on that one. Let's do some artwork. As you know, I have plenty of artwork. This is a really stunning piece, circa 1920s, and it is an original lithograph photo in here. And down below there is this, I guess I'll call it a sentiment or prayer. It's the rosary, and you can see the rosary is in her hand. I'm just seeing how I look over there, if you can see me. Yep, you can. So you have this rosary. I know it's reflecting. That's why I'm trying to like protect it from the reflection. And this gorgeous, amazing oval frame. Like, this frame is absolutely amazing. Now, if I wasn't into the artwork, I would definitely use this frame for something, because the frame itself is worth it. And look at the shape. And also, no scratches. Everything that I've shown you, no scratches, no dents, no crazing, no repairs, no breaks. Same thing goes with this. And this is what the back of it looks like. That's my own number tag, so I know where I am. I'll take that off. So in this, I am starting at, which of course I just dropped the tag. Next time I do this, my husband is going to be here so that he can be my assistant, because he will definitely be there. So I'm starting this at only $18. I'm pretty sure if you were to buy a 1920s original like this, it would cost you much more than that. But I think that this also makes, once again, I always try to pick out things that I think are giftable. And this frame is made of metal. Just to let you know, this is a metal frame. Just trying to show you what the frame looks like and the condition. So you can see the lettering on that, which is absolutely stunning. One of my favorite parts. And then you can see this beauty, just innocently looking up at the god. So if you're interested in that, once again, that is starting at $18. I wish we had more people that showed, but the fact that 3 of you are here and showed, that means more to me, I think, than if I had 300 people show, because it shows me that, you know, there are some people out there that care, and I really appreciate that, because sometimes, you know, you do wonder. You know, I'm one of those people, I kind of measure by actions and inactions and, you know, really what else results. You know, that was my gig for many, many decades. So I do appreciate all of you guys being here. It's really special to me, and I really can't express how special it is in words, but it really is. And because of that, we're going to go to France. Do you want to go to France? Well, this is a piece that came from the Metropolitan Opera's archives. So what they do is to raise funds, and I know the print is backwards. I mean, that's unfortunately technology that certain individuals have not figured out yet when recording. I think you could use a mirror and try to reverse it or something. Maybe we'll try that next time just for giggles and ha-has. But I have all of the paper, like you'll see the paperwork on the back of this in a minute that goes along with this to authenticate it. And this is one of the things that they would do is to have these items auctioned off every once in a while to raise funds to keep their organization going. So, in keeping the organization going, that means more opera, which is awesome. So, this one is, let me look at your number. This one is going to start at $23. As you can see, just like the previous bit of art, it's fully framed. There are no cracks or breaks or chips or repairs in the glass at all. There is a little bit of wear, I guess I'll call it, on the wood. This is it has a turn, it has a bit here in the frame, which is part of the frame, and then it turns, so they call this turning, and then it has like 2 or 3 more lips right here. So this is a really good frame, and they had all of these custom framed before the sale, and so when you buy them, you actually get them framed just like this. This isn't its original frame, and it is La Boheme. I think if you know anything about music, you might be familiar with that opera. And also there is, oh, let's show you the back. So on the back, this is the person who initially owned it. And, you know, you could see where it came from. It says archive. You can actually take this back off, and this paper actually can be separated. It has nothing to do with the picture other than giving you some information about its origin and letting you know that it's an authentic piece. Also, there is a copyright on this, so you cannot reproduce it legally. Of course, people do illegal things all the time. Don't be that person. But once again, this is a really different piece. If you want a little bit of French life, you can easily have it in this one piece right here. And let me turn this around. And just to do a sound check, is the sound still good? And there you go. So, and if you guys could tell me in the chat, what are you drinking tonight? I have 2 teas. I commonly mix my tea bags. I have a Moroccan mint. These are all organic. And I have a red raspberry. So, you guys. And I do put a drizzle. Okay. I put an ample drizzle of honey in my tea. Not too much, but enough where I could definitely taste a little bit of that sweetness. So feel free, have a tipple on me. So let's do another silhouette because these are so, they're so awesome. Now this one starts a little bit lower because it just doesn't have as much it has great detail, but it only features 1 character, well 2 if you count the horse, versus like the 2 people filling up the frame as we had in the other one. So, oh yeah, I love tea. I have an entire caddy, believe it or not, a tea caddy. And obviously I have loose tea, but I also have packaged teas. And so I love tea. Anywhere we go, when we travel, one of the first things that my daughter and I look for in the shops are the teas. So this item is another convex piece of art, and it features this American Indian who is a scout, and he is on his horse, and you can see the beautiful mountains behind him and a cactus and other greenery, as well as just look at the detail of his outfit and even the mane of the horse and its tail. So and you can see the stones down below also. And once again, the very back where you see color, that is a lithograph. And then what they did with this convex frame, which is a curved frame, this frame has a curve to it, and it curves here to here and here to here, is they reverse painted this image on the glass. And then they set it in this frame. And this frame is made, I don't know what metal this is. It's different than the other two metals. But there's this metal frame that goes around it and holds everything together. And this is the back. And you can see it has a little bit of like water stain right there and there. It does have a hanger, but I am pretty sure that she, like the lady, replaced this. This is a replacement hanger, I believe. Just because this is more of a copper color. That's why I think that happened. But who cares? Guess what? It still hangs. I'll even show you here. Holding it on that. It hangs perfectly. And there is a little bit, I noticed a little dent in the paper right here, probably from when she repaired the hanger on it. So this one we are starting at only $14. And the reason why is just because of the little condition things that I see. I know this is on the back, so it's not going to matter, but regardless, I think it's fair. And this frame also has like the brown as well as the silver going through it. So it's sort of like a candy cane design. I mean, imagine like things being made like this today. We would not be able to afford them because there would be so much detail. Like back when they created these things, they just thought about every single detail. Whereas now everything is fashion, it's throwaway, and these are things that have stood the test of decades. Like these are antiques, and they still look as good as they did before. And you can see that curve of the convex frame there. And if you're interested, let me know. That would be awesome. And I will go to the next item. So my next item is, let's see. Oh, this is a really different item as well. So this is a really different item. It is a Art Deco era. So this was literally made during that era. Copper Crest, England, English, wait a minute. I'm sorry, a Queen Anne Candy Company Art Deco tin. So if you guys know anything about tins, you know that they are highly desirable and amazing in your decor. So in my dressing room, in my bedroom, in my office, which really is my studio, I have several tins, and whether I should or not, I do use them to store things in because, hello, why have them if you can't use them? And I will show you what the inside of this one looks like. They have great seals on them still. So you can see how nice that still is on the inside. It's not all rusted out or rotted out. And this is the inside of the lid. You can see the same thing there. And they go back together perfectly, and they're snug so that you're not going to lose any of your goodies, like it's not going to just fall off. So these were really well cared for. And this one I am starting at $24. It was made in Hammond, Indiana by the Queen Anne Candy Company. And of course, it has a mention that it was a royal treat. You could see that there. So everything is hallmarked. There's some additional lettering and numbering there as well as part of the descriptor. And this is another area that has some of the wording as well. You can see that. So very well hallmarked. And the reason that I show you that, and sometimes you'll find the information on the back of the tin. I don't buy tins that don't have the information on them because there are people, not people, countries, because the people just work for the country, but that will reproduce these, which is totally fine, but just make sure you're buying it as a reproduction. If you want the original ones, just make sure the original information is printed somewhere on them. So this, I think, his suit is very of the era, her gorgeous dress, which of course is such an exaggeration in beautiful fashion, her little shoes, and of course you have that crescent moon in the back and all the stars. And when you buy antique and vintage tins, it is okay to see a little bit of wear on them. Some of the best tins actually have a ridiculous amount of wear, but because of their age and what they are, you know, people could care less. I kind of care. I want to be able to clearly see the main image. To me, that is really important. If something is going on somewhere else, honestly, even if it was a little bit of rust inside, that bother me, as long as this outside, you know, is something I could like display this on a shelf in my dressing room, just like that. And I actually have plate holders and things like that. Or this is one that you could attach a hanger to, one of those sticky ones by contact, and then you can actually hang it on a wall. So it makes a really interesting piece of decor for people who are vintage, antique, oddities, collectible lovers. This is also something that would make a great gift for someone. Just imagine filling this up with buttons, for example. I had to mention buttons at least once. So we will move on from that one. And let's say that we do another piece of, oh, this is different. We'll do this next. So I've always been a liker of flamingos, but they really don't fit within my design elements that I have here at my house. And actually, I'm going to use this guy. Let's see if I can show that. Oh, that works. Yay, look, something worked tonight. Yahoo! So what I have here are a set of flamingos, and there's one that has his or it's in flamingos. I think they mate for life. I think you might want to check that with National Geographic, but whenever I find them, they usually are in a pair. I don't know why, but these I thought were really different because the colors are amazing. The beautiful pink in this, the black highlights that they did were perfect. And then it has like this, I'm trying to describe this color. It's like a greenish blue for the reeds down here below. And also, obviously, the way they painted the detail, and you have like the embossing where they carved out, I guess this is like a bisque that they used. This is what's at the bottom. There are no cracks, no breaks, no damage from crazing, no repairs. Right here on this one, this is not a chip. This is just the glaze. That's how it was glazed. Some people would take a permanent marker and go over that, but I'm not going to do that. It is what it is. I like having things in their original form. And then, of course, look at the feather spread in the back. And these I am starting at $12 for both of them. So I think that is really low. And, you know, for someone who wants to add to their collection or add that pop of color, this will do it for you for sure. Let me see if I have a measurement on these for you guys. Let's see, I'll move that. That's easier. There you go. And in my own imagination, I would like to imagine this is a lady and she's getting her food. And the reason that flamingos are pink is because they eat pink shrimp. And the color in the shrimp get into their system, and that's why they have this color. And then he's the guy who's protecting his lady as she, you know, goes about her business, trying to eat so that no other males or otherwise come along and mess up their business. So yeah, sometimes when we collect these things, we have a little story that we like to imagine goes along with them. So there you go. And these are starting at $12 for the two, for both of them. So if you're interested, just let me know down below. And you can even see his face. They made dents for the eyes. They color those in. I just think they did a great job on these, which is why I obtained them in the first place. So the next item happens to be right here. Yes, it's him. It's the guy. He's the one. He is everywhere. But I love this gigantic Toby mug, is what I am calling this. This could hold easily probably a quart and a half of beer. I don't really even know what a quart and a half of beer looks like, but it could definitely fit in here. So if we were having, like, if you were having tea, a real tea, look at my face and my head in conjunction with the size of this. This is very large. So what this is a wonderful Toby. He has been made by Royal Dalton, and the name of this figure is Touchstone. So I think this may have come from a Dickens storybook, but honestly, I am not sure. And he is, let me see what, I want to see what the measurements are on him. He measures, there you are. He measures 6 inches tall by 7 inches wide. That's from this point to that point. 7 inches here to here. And you can see his hallmark on the bottom. Wow, that's coming in really clear, which is nice. And this is what it looks like inside, very clean. And I never mail things or sell things that are dirty. I always make sure everything is clean, spotless, like my home must be. Why not do it for your stuff? And also, he has no chips, no cracks, no breaks, no crazing, none of that. But something super cool is he has a friend on the other end, and it has this. So even if this handle broke off, which it's never broken, you can see it's not repaired anywhere or cracked or anything. But if this ever breaks off, I personally would keep this as a paperweight, file down the broken, like the connection pieces, and I would, just because look at this, that is like the coolest thing. And when I initially got this, I didn't even notice that. So how cool is that? And look at his teeth. He might be English. or British or from the UK, but his dental work is on point. And he has his brow that is a salt and pepper, all these cool crinkles and rosy cheeks, this nice nose on him. And also he has the jester colors of the yellow and the purple. And then this is sort of a mauve, not mauve, this is a taupe. There you go. And yellow little balls. So he's really a nice chunky bit of kit. And he is starting at $23. Like I said, he's really large and in charge. So this is great for if you wanted to put some really cool spiky sort of flowers in here, or the bulbous ones, the ones that have round circles, or even the long tall ones. If you wanted to go that route, that's very different, but I would do it in yellow and purple and green to go with hello, all of this. Also, great gift for a guy. A guy would love this as a gift for a birthday. Christmas will be here before you know it. Anything else, just to say, honey, you did a good job out there mowing that lawn and chopping down that tree. And, I guess I'll give you a break this time. You deserve a break today. So there you go. But there he is. He's a really nice bit. And once again, he is starting at $23. So I have to, my husband is waving because he's leaving. Did you leave that on up in the extra room?
No.
I would for this, if you could. If you can't, that's fine.
No, I gotta
All right. That would have been cool. So let's see where we're going next. I have something in my hand that I think we're going to do next, but I just have to make sure I know what number it is. And where are we? We are here. Okay, so I'll come back to that. So this is a different item. It's a little bit weird. It is what it is. But she is an oldie but a goodie. And if we knew what she used for her beauty routine, we'd all be using it because she has held up over time for sure. And it is this little nurse doll. She's a wee little nurse, and she has her little red cross on her. She has her nurse's cape. She does not have a hat, which you could actually easily construct a hat yourself if you wanted to. She has, you can see her face is really nicely detailed. This is perfect. And look, she has her little short bob because it was thought that if your hair was long, it might carry in diseases or parasites, and it wasn't very hygienic around the patients. She has her shoes on. Her little shoes are still there. These are the original shoes that came with her. She's incredibly clean. And how can we forget? A lady will always be a lady if she has the proper pearls. And there's her pearl right there to hold everything together. And she is starting at $10. So she's only 10. And she's made by the Z Company. That's Z-E-E. And she was made in Hong Kong. So you can date her just by where she was made. So she's another oldie but goodie. So if you're interested, just type $10. Look, I just raised the price on her. Just type $10 down below in the comments or in the chat. I keep calling them comments. I don't know why. But here is another piece that I think is really a really bold piece because of the size, and he definitely makes a statement. And it is this gorgeous dog. He is a coppercraft piece, and he has his maker's tag right here on his chest, which you can, of course, take off and move to the back if you wanted to, but it says Coppercraft, and he was made in England. We are enamored by this one because he is just so well made, and also his size is really nice. He's a 7.5 inches tall, and he's 8.5 inches, I'm sorry, 8.25 inches this way. So that way, so he is, like I said, a really nice piece. He is an English pointer. Some people think that these are Springer Spaniels, but according to all the research, that is, and he is a he, as you can see. This is the other side. There are no cracks, no crazings, no breaks, no repairs at all on this piece. Whoever painted this, wow, like it is so incredibly well painted. His eyes are in, I mean, if you look at an actual version of this dog, it's a really good resemblance. Even the little tufts of fur back here on the legs, the little short stubby tail, just a really great job. And here are his feet. And you can see his made in England here on the bottom. And once again, he has his Coppercraft tag on him. Everything I'm selling tonight, of course, is all original. He's an original. And he's only starting at $30. So if you are interested, please let me know. This would be great as part of someone's collection, or just as something to sit on top of a stack of books. I mean, when you decorate, certain things sort of bring that elegance of design, and he's definitely one of them. So we will move on to the next item. And the next item comes from Neiman Marcus. So I think, and I'm, forgive me if I'm just making assumptions, but everyone knows the store Neiman Marcus, and it's been around forever. And they have lots of beautiful things in there, just like a Tiffany's or a Luxbond Green and Stevens. And this is a piece of Kaliningrad glass, and it's called Kaliningrad Metropole. It's a vase. It is in a rare color, which is this smoky blue. It is gorgeous. And I have to say, the only reason I didn't keep this myself is if it was like a little taller, because I like really tall, overly exaggerated vases. I don't think you guys would have ever seen this in the preview. But this is a gorgeous piece. It, like I said, you can look it up. Made for the Neiman Marcus organization company, and it's 8.5 inches tall. And at the widest point down here, it is 4 inches across. And like I said, it's in a rare color that they had, which is a smoky blue. And that actually adds a lot to the value. There's no chips, no cracks, no crazing, which wouldn't happen to this anyway. I just feel like a broken record with a crazing thing. There's no water stains in this. Can you see in there? Yeah, I think you can. There's no water staining. It's the same way it was on the day that it was purchased at the store. So, and it's really amazingly made. There's no random air bubbles in here or weird inclusions in the glass. It's just perfectly formed, sort of like in a mid-century modern brutalist design or a modern industrial design. This will be great, especially as a juxtaposition to if you had something with sort of country and then you said, let me throw a little bit of spice in there. This would do it for you. And it's a really special piece. Once again, amazing as a gift for someone. I think that would be awesome. If I received this, I would actually keep it if I received it as a gift. And I would use this. I mean, this is something that you could put in a really special room or place in your home. Maybe use it in your own personal bathroom suite and, have some gorgeous flowers and greenery coming out of it. It could be your special vase for that. Or if you have a sunroom or 4 or 3 season room, it would also work there. So the start on this is, I know this might seem a little steep, but it's $87. These actually, and I wasn't going to really go into what things sell for, but these actually sell for $165 to $185 plus shipping plus tax. But I am doing this one at only $87. So if you're interested, please let me know in the chat down below. Just type your numbers in. But I do think this is a really special piece. So we will move on from that. So special, I actually have extra notes on it. So let's do some more jewelry. And actually, we will do a thing that is not jewelry after we do a few pieces of jewelry. This is a different type of offering for the jewelry. I have, and I have to see what number I put on this. Okay. So this is our first choice item. So we haven't had a choice item yet, but here you go. So this is for choice, and what these are pendants. However, they are big, chunky pendants. So they're like statement pieces. They're not like little tiny ones that, that are charms. And I'm trying to figure out the best way to show this because I had to film differently today. So I will show you one at a time, and then I will try to get as many of them as I can in my hand so you can see the different offerings. So all of these are sterling silver. The first one I am going to show you is sterling silver with vermilion. So vermilion is simply a gold wash. It's a wash of gold that is put over the sterling silver. But on the back of all of these, they're fully hallmarked. They fully tell you what they were, what they are. So there's no questions. And I actually have my loop here. I just want to look at this one and see what it says. Yep, this one says it mentions it being 925 silver, made in Turkey. And this is that piece. And I might be able to hold it better with this. There you go. Sometimes things work out. And so this piece is, like I said, look at the size. It is pretty ample. The beautiful cabochon that you see in the center is made of bisque. And it has been hand painted with these beautiful like swirls of blue, which are sort of a sea foam like blue. And then in the back you have the darker sky of blue. And then you can see the open work on this. So you can see the filigree or the open work is going through here and all the way around. And this is obviously a teardrop design. And also where you hang your pendant, they did not like skimp on that. That's also very decorative. And these are all vintage pieces. I'm starting the price on these at $30 for your choice of any of these. This one is 2 1/4 inches long. So from the top of where the necklace would hang, or the pendant would hang from here to here, that's 2 1/4 inches. And it's 1 inch at the widest point. So these are not tiny little bits. And then I will show you what the back of this one looks like as well. So if you want any of these or multiples of them, let me know. And the maker's mark, it's going to be hard for you to see, but there's, let me see what this looks like over there. I will point it out. There's a little tag that's right there, right here where my finger is. And that gives you all the information on what type of metal it was made from, its country of origin, all of that is right there for you. The next one, which is a choice, you can have any of these, or you can, you know, buy one or buy all of them if you want to. The next I have is a oval pendant, and it's by Barse, Barse, and it is this gorgeous, amazing turquoise. It's once again sterling silver, and just to let you know, this one weighs 8 grams, so there's 8 grams there. And this one is a chunky 13 grams. So it's, you can see, much thicker. And just look at, they thought about everything when they made any of these that I'm offering you tonight. But you just from where the pendant would hang is so decorative. Then you have this gorgeous oval going around the stone. The stone itself is that gorgeous green with yellow highlights, I guess I'll say. They're really like striations of yellow, green, maybe a teeny tiny bit of another color of green as well, like an olive. And then on the back, it has all of its hallmarks as well. I did not clean this piece because some people want the patina on the silver. So if you don't want to ruin the patina, you do not clean the silver. You can take a shower with it, take a bath with it. You will not damage it, but if you use jewelry polish on it, then you will take away the patina. Some people want it clean, so they don't want the patina. They just want this super silverness of it, sort of like in that little baby's cup that I showed earlier. That's your choice. If that's what you want, you can, it'll be yours. And this one was made, this one was made in Thailand, and the silver mark on it is 925. The maker's name, Barse, is actually on the back as well. So everything is fully hallmarked so that you know exactly what you're getting. Another one in that lot that I'm offering is this one. This one will be harder for me to hold because its little finding is smaller. Let me see. I don't think I have anything else but my nails. There you go. So this one, as you can see, is a crescent moon. You can see his face right there with great detail. This is made around the Deco period, maybe a little bit after that. And it has this gorgeous pink stone in it, which is called Rhodocrosite. Wait a minute. I wrote this down so I could pronounce it. That's too funny. It's Rhodocrosite. It's Rhodochrosite. So, yeah, we spelled it. So it's absolutely stunning. It's once again surrounded by all of this sterling silver. It's very thick. It's another nice thick piece. And this one also has a very decorative hanger on it, but you can see how much smaller that is than the other hangers. This one is like, it's small. I mean, if it was mine, if I was going to keep it, what I would do, and actually all of these are mine, but I'm saying like if I was keeping them, I would actually replace that with a bigger, there's a name for it, I don't know what it is, but I would replace that. It's not that it's flimsy or anything, it's just that it's so small. It's so weird. But anyway, absolutely stunning. You can see all the striations and zigzags in the stone itself, which is really fun. And this is what the back of it looks like. The back, honestly, as beautiful as the front. I actually I would turn this different ways when I wore it, just so that you actually get like a 2-for-1 effect. So if you're interested in any of those, let me know. That measures 1 inch in diameter, and that is 6 grams of silver, or 6 grams is what it weighs in total. So another item that I have that we are going to look at is, let me just remove this tag. This absolutely stunning evening purse. So this is the purse. This I did show in the preview, and there were several very positive comments about it, which was really nice. This purse is actually does have the maker's name in it. We'll look at that in a minute. All of the rhinestones in this are prong set, every single one, which I cannot imagine the effort and the work that went into that. And the rhinestones are all over in this. They're not just like some on the front, some on the back. They even put them here on the curve of the bottom, and they go all along the side where the frame is. This is called a frame, this metal part. So usually when you find the cheap, like if these were cheap, there would be nothing here. There would be nothing going down the side here. Just basically the middle is what they would concentrate on. But because this is something that was made in about the probably 30s or 40s, they put the detail into it, not like the stuff that you buy today. And it has this gorgeous chain, which would make an amazing chain design for a necklace. You can see, and this is a gold tone metal is what they use for the frame of this, as well as for the chain. And listen to that. How many purses do that nowadays? Not many. So it has a perfect snap still, and inside is what the original mirror is still inside. And you could tell this is old because when mirrors get really, really old, this starts to happen because of the mercury and the silvering inside of it. So, but this mirror is still completely usable. Inside there's a pocket to store the mirror, and the maker's name is right there. I will look at that closer for you in a moment. And this is how clean, I'm trying to open it, but I don't want to obviously break anything, but you can see how clean the inside of this is. It's incredibly clean, and watch this. It snaps closed perfectly. And here, the chain is attached on the same side, here and here, which is another way that you can kind of date these, because newer ones, they put the chain holder on opposite sides. So that is it. That is this beautiful piece of kit. And I am starting this at $21. I was like, did I make a mistake on that? But I didn't. I'm starting it at $21. And also you could see the decoration, like the carving in the frame. The frame is really pretty as well. And the two balls that attach everything. And yes, here you'll see like there's a little space, but that's because this is the real and original lining inside, and it needs room. So to make that room, you have to leave a little bit of space. So that's all that is. And this is, like I said, starting at only $21. And again, I can combine shipping. I saw that we refreshed or something. I think that was a YouTube thing, but we're here. So you can see that. Absolutely gorgeous. And let's see what we have next. If there's anything in particular you want to see, let me know, and I am willing to skip ahead and do that. I am not doing this in any particular order anyway, but we're doing another piece of jewelry. Okay, another brooch. This brooch is another stunner, number one, as my girl would say, pink superstar. This is a large red brooch made by Robert. It's actually the hallmark on it, exact words are original by Robert. So that is the maker of this brooch. And here it is. It is like candy. And the condition of this for the age is absolutely stunning. And here you can see the artist palette, which is his signature is to sign his name and his hallmark on this artist palette right here. So it has the maker on there. And then, like I said, look at this flower. It's absolutely stunning. The colors are clean, concise. This is, I want to see how red this is coming across on the laptop. So this is definitely, let's try a different color. Oh yeah, you can get the color. This is more realistic. It's just a really rich red color, and it's not coming, it's almost like a candied apple is what it reminds me of. And it has this nice stem that's of course green that's coming out from behind it. It has this little, which is weird, sort of having this oval football shape in the center. I don't think I've ever seen that on a flower, but that's original to this piece. And it has these little specks or black dots, I guess, on it. And that's darker than the rest of the flower. And then as the color goes out towards the ends, it gets richer and darker. It's like it starts out a lighter color red, and then it gets to a darker red as it goes out. And this is, once again, a very large brooch. It is much larger than this Kennedy $50, as you can see. It's like a baby next to it. And let me show you the back of this. The back is incredibly clean as well. There are no cracks, no chips, no scrapes. I don't see any missing. I was looking to see if I could find missing paint on this, but I couldn't find any missing paint on it. And its lever in the back works perfectly for securing to your garment. This is another great item for a hat. You wear hats in the winter, why not spice them up a little bit? Amazing against your clothing if you're wearing a scarf. And let's see that stem. There you go. That's the stem. And especially on a hat, you can sort of like give it some great flourish. I'm trying to bring hats back, so you guys will see me wearing hats quite often. And like I said, the maker's mark or plaque is there in the back as well. And this one is starting at $28. So this one is a $28. And I mean, honestly, this is probably like a $60 brooch. But it's, like I said, this maker is a really great maker. And also the quality of this brooch for it to live this long and not be crazily damaged. Usually these are rusting or they're greening, or the flower petals where they attach in the back, you can actually see where they're like going to break off if they haven't already. You look at this one, none of that is happening. The maker's mark, you can see it right there. And also the enameling on this is just amazing. It's just such a great job. And if I see anything, honestly, there's nothing I could see on here to complain about. I wish that they had continued the stem paint all the way around. That would be my only argument, but that's how this is how the maker made it. So it's original to the piece. So that would start at only $28. And this is another item that I hope that you like. It's a little bit different. And I just want to make sure Okay, so here it is. Let's see how this will show up best. The light paper, light piece of paper, or the dark. We'll try it on both and just see how it goes. But this is a beautiful controlled bubble paperweight. The flower in the middle is so absolutely ghostly in beauty. The flower is really sort of like it's floating, and it has this beautiful controlled bubble in the middle. And you could actually, my hands are in the way, but you sit this, of course, in the sun so that you could really get all of that color coming through, and that's really amazing. And also on each flower petal, there's like little tiny bubbles so that it looks like dew. It looks like, you know, there's the morning dew on there, which I think is absolutely amazing. There are no chips, no cracks, no damage, no repairs whatsoever to this. Usually when you find these vintage paperweights, this is where you find damage. There's nothing, you guys. It is totally clean. So this was well loved for decades, and well loved without being damaged or knocked over by kids or a cat or whatever, a husband. We gotta blame the husbands, of course, sometimes. And actually, let's try this with a dark piece and see how much that shows up. So I think that's absolutely stunning. Once again, another piece that is perfect for a gift. And we're going to use this. I'm going to turn you upside down and sit you right there. Move your notebook out of the way so you can see how pretty that is. And I am starting this at only $12. So you can see it's clean, it's beautiful, it is ready to go, ready to be used, ready to be gifted for numerous occasions. And this is a polished bottom, so it's flat, nice and flat. So you don't have to worry about it rolling away or anything like that. Obviously use it as a paperweight, but also, once again, this is something great to sit in your window and catch those beautiful rays of sunshine. So if you're interested in that, just type 12 or more in the chat and I will take care of you. And thank you for looking at that. It's really pretty. It's like you just want to continue touching it because it's so tactile. Another item I have, let's do, this is different. We're going to do it anyway. So I have a pretty good collection of golden books. And golden books are amazing for junk journaling. And I personally created a junk journal purse. So if you watch my junk journal videos, and I have playlists that are on this channel, so you can go to the playlist and just pick out the subject that you like the most. There's buttons, there's jewelry, there's antiques and vintage collectible stuff and oddities. There are junk journal videos out there as well. And the list goes on and on. And, oh, ephemera. Let's not forget that. I have to mention ephemera. But one of the things I actually created out of one of these books was a purse. So I created a junk journal purse. I know, you guys, it's like that's really extra if you think about it. But here are a collection of, I don't even know how many books I put in this collection, 7. There's 7 golden books here. Oh, you purchased 8 today from a thrift. Nice. I know it's hard to find these. I mean, it's hard to find the older ones. The newer ones I can sometimes find pretty easily because usually the person who had them, they're like, I'm getting rid of all of them instead of just a few. But there's Peter Rabbit. There is The Lord is My Shepherd. So these are some classic titles. and the cat that climbed the Christmas tree, which is, come on, that's kind of cute. And then you have some more I would consider newer ones. This is a Mickey Mouse and a Beanstalk. You have Grover's. I'm reading this backwards, you guys, which is really interesting. This is Grover's. Yeah, oh, I know. Oh, that's so lucky. That's so cool that you found vintage ones. And this is Winnie the Pooh. And this one is the Elves and the Shoemaker. So, like I said, if you're a junk journalist, you go into these, you take these covers off. Remember to keep the golden portion of it, because I think that when you're going to do a golden book junk journal, like that's the signature, I mean, is really the spine. And use the pictures inside, but use those covers to make your actual journal, like the for the back and front covers. So when you're binding, yeah, that's a bit to bind through because these are pretty thick, but it works. And I am starting the bidding on, or not, I guess I'll call it the bidding on these at $8. So $8 for all 7. So that's like $1 and some change each. But you will get all 7 of these in one package. I think I got them all in the picture. And some cool vintage titles in there. Some more, newer titles as well. But always fun to work with these books. Oh, and just to let you know, that some of the books the kids may have signed their names, but all of the pages are intact. None of these are missing pages. They don't have a bunch of like writing and stuff in them. There's no writing in them, as a matter of fact. The only thing you will see, like I said, is the fact that some of the kids really adored these books at the time, and they were proud enough to put their names in them. And then, of course, some are not signed inside. This one actually looks like it's brand new, which is kind of cool. But yeah, so just to let you know that there might be a few that where the kids sign them, but most of these are unsigned. But no rips, no tears, no repairs. So there's no glue and tape and all that stuff. They're in excellent condition. And starting those, as I stated, at $8. Okay, just type 8 in the chat, Liani. Thank you so much. So let me get those so I can put your name on them. So if you type 8 in the chat, then, yep, there you go. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I wrote you down, and I will put these over on the side. Okay, so this is, I don't think this is different, but what makes this different is the size of it. So here I have a giant carved box. Now, when I initially acquired this box, I was going to actually do some staining and paint of the flowers and the vines on it, and then I was going to stain like this part of the box, like the frame, I guess I'll call it the frame of it. The reason that I initially picked it up was because I've seen these before. Some of you probably have seen them before as well. And when you do find them, they are usually small. And I do mean small. This box is like, it has to be 3 times the size of any box I've ever seen like this before. As you can see, it's filling up the frame of our live chat right now, because it's so huge. So I thought it was, and that's what I try to do. I try to find things I think are special, unique, have interesting, characteristics. And this was definitely one of those items. So this hand, and these are hand carved boxes. A lot of people don't know that. These are carved by hand, and all of this is inlaid, and sometimes it'll be bone or it will be shell. This one is bone, so this has a bone inlay, which is something I kind of also liked about it. And I am only starting this one at $20. So for 20, you can have this giant box, which measures from here to here at 7 3/4 inches. So this is almost 8 inches just from here to here. And it's 3 inches tall. So this is your height. And then going from left to right, right here, guess how many inches? 12, you guys. This box is huge. It is a chunky piece of wood, and I love it. And what I also like about it is all the detail, which I will show you in a minute. The detail, actually, the whole ruler fits here, as you can see. Make it straight. So, as you can see, everywhere, and that's the other thing on the small boxes, they don't really do all of this detail. So I feel like this box was specially made to be like one of their better offers for sale. And I was there. I was on it. So you could see it goes all the way around. You can see this entire cover is beautifully carved and inlaid in the center. And then here is another special part. It's velvet lined inside. So it has all this gorgeous, like a rich emerald green lining inside of it. And there's another surprise. The original divider is still in the box. Usually when you find these, there are 0 dividers. And you could tell that even on the inside, just putting that lighter color wood around the perimeter, they just added that extra detail to this. And it closes easily, and it opens easily. And let me show you the hardware, which are the hinges. They're made of metal. So these are metal hinges. I think they're actually brass hinges. So like I said, on this, starting at only $20, I don't think you could ask for more. If you wanted to leave it exactly as the beauty that it is, that would be totally understandable. But if you wanted to get a little bit fancy, and if you have the skill, you could actually start as a project painting each one of these individual flowers in the stems, and that would actually elevate this to such a next level. Oh, and hello, let's show you the bottom. And here's the bottom. And look at that wood, the grain in the wood. It's so beautiful. Even that's pretty on its own. And there are no stains, there are no cracks, there are no breaks, there are no repairs. Nothing's been I think I said that. Nothing's been replaced on this. Everything on this is original. The hinges are not rusting or anything. They don't creak in any way. And I just thought that this was a really cool item because of the sheer size of it, made it extra special, and the amount of extra work that they did on this. And also notice that these corners are rounded a little bit. So they're not just cheaply squared off. So if you're interested in that, all you have to do is type $20 in the chat. So there's that. And next, now these are different. Everything I have is different, so you'll have to forgive me if I'm a broken record with that, but it's true. And what I have here now, let's get a sip of tea. Everyone, tea time. So good. sometimes when I have that nice warm sip of tea or hot sip of tea, I'm like, that's life. It's just so refreshing. But I have some textiles here. I'm, not a giant textile person, but I can appreciate a good quality textile and especially a vintage textile. I have a large collection of scarves. I don't wear them as much as I used to, but I definitely in the winter, in the fall, oh yeah, I'm scarfed every day. And I don't mean the big winter scarves that people wear. I wear like the ones that ladies would have worn in the 30s and the 40s and the 50s and the 60s. So, a little kerchief around the neck, that kind of thing. And so what I have here are some Swiss Air, so Swiss Airlines handkerchiefs. Chiefs. So these depict scenes of airplanes flying. And let's see if I can get that on camera better for you. So if I put it against this, we can definitely do it. But these were issued by Swiss Airlines. And yes, you guys, these are super vintage. I believe these are like 1960s. You can see where it says Swiss Air right here in the corner. And this lady doing her dance. And so I assume that this was the India line because all of these are the country of India inspired images. And you can see the airplane flying away. And then I also have this one, and you will receive both of these. So you'll receive 2 items for 1 price. But let's look at the price before I show you the other one. So you will receive both of these for only $8. And I just want to see where oh, there it is. Show you the Swiss Air on there. And so here is the other one. And you can see the lady dancing here. I believe this may have been a trip to Mexico or Mexico. Yep, or Chile. Actually, I think it's Chile because of the llama. So this is Chile. And you can see where it says Swiss Air right there. And once again, bon voyage, or arrivederci, or hasta luego. But this one represents the country of Chile. And the colors are bright. These are as if they were brand new out of the package. The old handkerchiefs, what they did is they would curl the edges before sewing them. And so that's what you have here on, lesser quality, newer handkerchiefs. I know people don't use these all the time, but just imagine this as a great pocket square. You could pocket square this. You could obviously, do a variety of things with this. I noticed this young lady. I love it when the young people get into the vintage style. And she was doing like a 1930s housewife style. And what she had, not one of these, but she had a handkerchief that she folded in half and she just let it hang over her belt. So you saw like the design. I thought that was such a cool idea. And yes, I will be doing that. And those that know me know that I dress a little bit differently in a vintage. I do a vintage with a modern edge kind of style. So if you think like the German punk style going with the 1930s or 40s style, that's me. So just to show you this one again, which represents the country of India. And what people used to do is they would actually collect the countries. So I thought that was really cool and such a different thing. And as I stated, you can have both of these for only $8 for both. And if you were making a blanket, or not a blanket, but a quilt, these will be great for quilting or embroidery type projects. you know, something I always want to preserve, like the vintage in them. You could actually, you know, put these on pillows so that you could buy a plain pillow and then make this the center of that design. And let's look at this. This is a big one. You ready? There you go. It's huge. This is a gorgeous bit of design. I mean, this is just amazing. And we're considering having a roost, multiple season room that will be in the design of a roost, added to our deck. It'll hang off the side of the deck technically and look like as if you're floating in the sky out in the trees. And this is something, if that room was done, which it's not even a room, it's like a little house, I guess I'll call it. If I was going in the right direction with that design, meaning something modern, clean lines, etc., this, or even curvy, this is like so beautiful. You know, you can actually still use this, you guys. It's not like it's unusable. And it has the hallmark or the sticker on the bottom. It was made in Holland. So this is made in Holland. It's thick. It's made of metal, painted with this gorgeous thick coating of blue enamel on it. And it stands really tall at 9. Wait a minute, is this correct? I thought this was taller. Where are you? There you are. At 14 inches tall. So it's a big one. And it is 7 inches from here to here, are 7 inches. And the only thing I could see on this is a tiny bit of wear, which makes sense for an item, you know, that's probably 40, 50 years old. I think this is probably about 40 to 50 years old. It has a scrape right there, one right there, and a little like ding or something right there. But this is a really cool item. It's amazing. It's definitely one of those statement pieces that could be in a room. But at the same time, if you, like some of us vintage lovers and antique lovers, we like using the items as well. Like I use antique and vintage purses all the time. I mean, I could put them in my dressing room and just display them, but I don't think you're getting full enjoyment out of it if you do that. So it's up to you if you use the item or not. And then, ooh, let's show you how clean the inside is. It's really dark in there, so I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but it's oh, there you go. It's completely clean on the inside. It has no issues, like I said, other than those couple little marks. And the starting price on this one is $24. So for just a mere $24, you can have, you know, this 50-year-old item that's thick. It has great weight to it. It feels amazing in the hand. It does. I can imagine this being filled with milk or obviously water, because that's what I would use it for, probably to water my plants. But if you're interested, just type in, you know, your price in the comments or the chat, and I would appreciate that. And you can also see where they took time to make a little bit more design element in it. And we do have to look at this handle just one more time. As you can tell, I'm a sucker for a good handle. I love beautiful handles. So this, I don't know if anyone will be interested in it or not, but we're putting it up tonight and we'll see what happens. But we have this Tanola. Yes, you guys. A piece of Tanola, hand painted. It's a toucan, which is what I thought was super interesting about it. And let me use this guy again as my pedestal. I actually have a pedestal, but it's too low, so when in Rome. So you have this gorgeous toucan, all this beautiful paint and scroll work on him. And he has no breaks, no chips, no repairs. I need a sip of tea. You don't realize how much talking you have to do when you do these live streams. I love his little peg legs. Really cute. He needs a home. Can we find him a home tonight? I don't know. We might be able to find him a home if you put the number, or not the number, if you put the letter Q in the chat, this will be yours for free. I'm giving him away tonight as a free gift. Just put the letter Q. Look at the beautiful flowers and leaves on his back and his tail feathers. It's really pretty. But if you put the letter Q in the chat, the first person to do that will be, I will happily send you this guy for free. And it's just a way of saying thank you guys for being here. Whoever is still left, I appreciate it. Come on, someone has to put Q in the chat. You don't have to pay anything. I'm paying shipping. I paid for the item, so all you have to do is put Q there, and this will be yours for absolutely nothing. Just as a thank you gift. Aw, he's not going to find a home. Well, what I will allow to happen is if anyone watches this video later on and you put the letter Q in the chat, if you got this far, you might as well come a little further, then I will send that to you even though you were not part of the live stream. So at any time, if it's a week from now, put a Q in there and he's yours. So another offering I have are more really cute children's books. And these are some vintage storybooks. They're not golden books, obviously. This one is a Rand McNally book. And Rand McNally made children's books so that when your child was in the vehicle with you traveling, they could be quietly amused by books. And these are really cute. I remember these, shall I give you a date? From probably the 70s, but this one is actually dated. It's an original first edition, 1958. So this book is from 1958, first edition. It has all of its pages in it. The child did not sign this book, so there's no writing in this book whatsoever. I'll show you some of the beautiful pictures. The colors are absolutely stunning in here. We won't go through the whole book because obviously that would be a while. But if you collect children's books or children's things, or if you are, as you know I like to say, a junk journalist, then this is a great addition. I mean, you're going to be taking something apart that's like so cool and cute, but it's up to you. I do it all the time. And people are like, oh my God, that item was from the 1800s and you used it in your journal. I think that's the coolest thing ever, but I couldn't do it. Sometimes you just got to do it. But this is a 1958 children's book by Rand McNally. And you can see it has absolutely amazing colors, no writing in it whatsoever, no rips, no tears, no staining. Here is another book. This one is about tropical fish. And I don't know if I can find a date on this one. Where are you? This one is a first, no it's not. This is a This edition printed 1960. So this is a second edition, 1960. And it's another stunner in a very different type of book, because it's all about tropical fish. Like, how many children's books have you seen on tropical fish? And so throughout the book, it has lots of drawings and illustrations. You know, if you're a junk journalist, you would probably want to color some of these in. Some of them, I obviously leave them exactly as they are. It also discusses the care, custody, and control of said fish and equipment. So I think that's really cool. And yes, there are some color pages in there. Another book that we have here is, I believe this is another 1950s book. Actually, this one is from 1973, and it is The Little Red Hen. So The Little Red Hen, and once again, it has a bevy of beautiful illustrations in it. Look at that, you guys. Stunning and amazing for collecting, crafting, junk journaling. The list goes on. And not to be beaten, we have another book. And this one is A Bargain for Francis. So Francis is this cute little animal, and he deserves a bargain, I would say. And once again, within this book, it's just full of gorgeous illustrations. And all of these books are going for one price, which is $8 for all of them. So you can have them all for $8. And you'll never find these books again because they don't write books like this anymore. But that is the way of the world. So you can have all of those for one price. And let me put their little tag back in there so I know what lot they were with. So if you're interested, it's just $8. So, another item. I don't know if anyone's been waiting for this one, but she's large. He's in charge of her being a boss queen. And here's another silhouette, convex, reverse painted silhouette. And this one is much larger than the other two that I offered. This one I want to say is twice the size of the other two. And you can see the beautiful illustration. She's a ballerina. And he is dressed in almost like a Perrault-esque outfit. So I believe this is a French scene. The thing that's weird about it are these Chinese Oriental paper lanterns, however, when in Rome. And this one I am starting out at $29. Like I said, this is a large one, and it measures 8 inches tall, so 8 inches from here to here, and 6 inches from here to here, so across this way. So 6 inches, 8 inches. And just to show you that beautiful convex on that, you can see, oh wow, you can really see how that is curved, which is amazing. And then you could see the curve there as well, quite easily. And the beautiful frame, once again, has this wonderful candy striping around the edge. So this is the metal frame with the candy striping. And you can see the silhouette in the background. It's of, I believe this may be on like the French Riviera, simply because I can see the buildings are in the back right here. Also right here, there are people in a boat. It's not really a gondola. It almost reminds me of a fishing boat. Right here, the blue are in the different colors in the blue are the water, and they are standing here on a terrace with this gorgeous curved bit of fencing. And he has his instrument. He is serenading her, and she is definitely buying it. And there's nothing wrong, I guess, with buying it. It depends on the situation. But anyway, that is that. And oh, let me show you the back. The back looks like this, has the original hanger. So you can hang this easily. And you can see this one is in absolutely gorgeous condition. There are no breaks, no cracks, no repairs. There's just, no tape marks, nothing. It's just in great condition. You can see how gorgeous that glass looks. And that's why you're getting all this reflection, is because the curvature, which is convex, of the glass. And it's a beauty. So this can easily be yours. All you have to do is type the magic number down below. And we will give it a moment. 20, what did I say? And now I'm saying $26. I think that's what I said. I'm not sure, but that's fine. So there you go. And look at her tutu. Absolutely stunning. And she's on point, which is absolutely hilarious because she's get it on point. So that was that one. Give it its little tag back. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I really appreciate you tuning in. If you bid on anything, please send me your information. The only thing I need is your name, your real name, obviously, your address, where you want things shipped, your PayPal address, email address, and if you don't have PayPal, just let me know. That's fine. Just make sure the email address you give me is good, because I can send you an invoice as a guest. So that's fine. And also, what else did I need? Oh, your YouTube name. Honestly, I know who you are anyway, but just put that in there. And I really appreciate you guys tuning in tonight. And once again, if you want that free item I'm giving away, which is this beautiful Tanola toucan, just type the letter Q in the comments or in the chat, and I will send this to you for free. So I pay the shipping and everything. As that have received free junk journals from me know, free from me is free. Also, please remember to share my YouTube channel with other people. I would greatly appreciate it. Like, if you collect buttons and you're part of button groups, if you would just share my button playlist, that would really help me to, and I'm going to be honest right now, sometimes I'm like, does anyone care? Why do I do this? I do it really just to partially document information for the future. Liani, not only is this yours, you deserve it. Thank you so much. You've been and people like Liani, amazing, because they keep in contact with me. They drop me a line, a comment on a video every once in a while. All of that is helpful. Giving the videos thumbs up is also helpful. But I'm trying to grow the channel a little bit. I'll never have millions of subscribers, which I'm totally fine with. But I do need to grow it to enough where YouTube gives me all of the options. And I'm almost there, but I just need people to watch the videos for at least 15 minutes or more. Share the playlist that you're interested in with other people. And that's it. So thank you guys. Have a wonderful evening. And as I always say, your health is your wealth. And without your health, you have absolutely nothing. And I mean this sincerely. Please take care of yourselves. Be well.